like to introduce you to the book titled Red Sings from Treetops, A Year in Colors. The author is Joyce Sidman. She uses color poems in this book to get you to use your senses of sight, taste, sound, and smell during the changing seasons. Pamela Zagorinsky is the illustrator. An illustrator is a person who creates artwork for authors. Pamela Zagorinsky uses lines, colors, and patterns to create the illusion of texture, meaning that the texture is not real. Sometimes she will layer paper shapes on top of her paintings to also create texture. This is known as collage. I want you to just look at this illustration. I don't want you to read the words just yet. I want you to think about the elements of design, color, line, and pattern, and make note how the illustrator is creating texture or the illusion of texture in this illustration. Also see if there's any place where Pamela Zagorinsky used collage paper to create the illusion of texture. I will call on a couple volunteers to share their ideas with the rest of the class. Now, I will lead you as we read the poem. Spring, in spring red sings from treetops, cheer, 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 each note dropping like a cherry into my ear. Red turns the maples feathery, sprouts in rhubarb spears, red squirms on the road after the rain. Now, I want you to think about how you were able to understand the poem better because you studied the illustration, or maybe studying the illustration helped you to understand the poem better. I will call on a couple of volunteers to share their ideas with the rest of the class. Today, we will just do the season of spring. You will go onto a Collage Maker online. I will take you there and I will demonstrate for you how to use this Collage Maker. You will make a spring collage that will be an outdoor scene, and in your scene, you will need to put a horizon line, similar to what, how Pamela Zagorinsky uses these lines going horizontal on her page here. Usually the horizon line will separate the ground from the sky. That's one element. Then another element will be adding a tree, adding your spring tree in. And then lastly, I want you to make sure you add a person into your collage. It could be any person. It could be the person from the book. It could be yourself. It could be an imaginary person. But I want you to put a person in here. And then I'd like you to add any other details that you would like to add to your illustration for this book, for the season of spring. Once you've finished your collage, then you will take a screenshot or photo of your collage and you will save it to a file. And then you will email this file to me so I can see your collage. I'm also going to hand out a reflection sheet to you. And on this reflection sheet, you will write down the season that your collage is about. And then I want you to share with me at least one texture, maybe more, like 3 textures that you chose, why you chose that texture, and where you used it. So for example, you could say, I chose buttons for my tree to make leaves because I thought that they gave that same texture look as a real leaf. So then you will take your reflection sheet once it's done and you will hand that in to me as well. Is there anyone here who has a question? Please raise your hand.